Hello, I'm Jackie West, and I'm joined by reporter David Olsen. And on the phone, also joining us, is our Washington correspondent, Ben Goad. Now, today we are talking about the very controversial Arizona immigration law. Ben, let's begin with you. Can you tell us in a nutshell, what did the court say this morning?
Yeah, well, basically the court ruled that it is the job of the federal government and not individual states to enforce immigration laws, and it struck down the bulk of the Arizona law. And that includes provisions that would force immigrants to carry immigration papers at all times, and also banned illegal immigrants from soliciting work in public places. But the justices let stand what some people call the heart of the bill, which is a provision requiring Arizona police to check the immigration status of people who they contact who they suspect might be in the U.S. illegally.
Now, did the White House have a response?
Yeah, President Obama, moments after this ruling came down, issued a statement saying basically the ruling shows that Congress really has to act to pass a comprehensive immigration bill. He says, quote, a patchwork of state laws is not a solution to our broken immigration system. It's part of the problem, end quote.
Okay, now what about Congress? What's been the reaction there?
Yeah, well, the common thread is really that nobody's satisfied with this ruling. Democrats, including local Congressman Joe Baca, said that they think that check your papers is what they're calling it provision remaining intact basically means that some Americans, and this is quoting him, will be forced to prove their citizenship based on the color of their skin, while others will stand little or no chance of being affected, end quote. So they say that there's a bias there. And then Republicans, meanwhile, say, the whole reason that Arizona had to pass this law in the first place was because of the federal government's failure to control border crossings and enforce workplace enforcement altogether. So nobody's happy.
Exactly. Now, David, can you share a little bit about what the local reaction has been like?
Not surprisingly, it's very mixed. I talked with Luz Gallegos, who is with Todek Legal Center in Paris, an immigrants' rights organization, and she is, not surprisingly, she's happy with the court striking down those three provisions that Ben had just talked about, but very unhappy with the court upholding that portion of the law that, as Ben explained, allows police to ask people who they already stopped about their immigration status. She fears it will lead to racial profiling. The idea is if you look like you're Latino, that police will be more likely to ask you to prove you're in the country legally. So that is her big fear. It's going to lead to racial profiling, and also that would lead to immigrants to distrust police more than they already do and fear even calling police to report a crime. So she sees this as really sowing distrust in the police among immigrants. Now, on the other hand, there have been several inland cities, Hemet, Lake Elsinore, and Highland, among them, that have passed resolutions supporting the Arizona law. I talked with Councilman Jerry Franchville from the city of Hemet, who also happens to be a Riverside County sheriff's investigator, and he said he's just speaking as a councilman, not as a sheriff's investigator. He thinks it's great that the court upheld that one portion of the law that, as Ben said, a lot of people see as the heart of the law, that allows police to ask people about their immigration status. He does not see it as racial profiling. He said, well, listen, if you were allowed to just stop people randomly and pull them over and ask them, that would be one thing. He'd have a problem with that. But he said, hey, the law is just saying that if you already have stopped someone and you suspect that person's in the country illegally, police should have a right to ask them about immigration status. He said, we ask them about to produce their driver's license and a bunch of other things, and why can't we ask them about immigration status? So he's happy that that portion of the law was upheld. I asked him whether it could be something the city of Hemet could look into implementing as official policy, and he said they'd really want to study it a bit more, but he's obviously happy with the ruling.
Thanks for sharing that. Now, of course, this is a very heated topic. Many people have been going to the Press Enterprise Facebook page and voicing their opinions, so I'm just going to share a few of those. Charlie Garvin says, at least they can ask for ID. Even Americans are supposed to have it on them at all times. Isabel Velarde says, why do they just target Mexicans? If you are doing something wrong, they're supposed to ask for your ID. Of course, these are just some of the many comments we're getting on the Press Enterprise Facebook page, and we ask that you check out pressenterprise.com for the latest updates. David, thank you so much for joining us. Ben, thank you for joining us. I know you both are very busy. I got to let you get back to work. For the Press Enterprise and PE.com, I'm Jackie West. Thank you.